now on to the town of St. Helens, where residents are still trying to come to grips with the unfolding sex abuse scandal there. 7 people now are under one kind of investigation or another. Much of it's tied to 2 high school teachers, one retired, one active, who are criminally indicted now on sex abuse charges involving female students. 2 others at the high school are also being investigated by the state for sex abuse allegations, although police say those 2 are not under criminal investigation. And the principal and the district superintendent are also under investigation by the state for allegedly not reporting the alleged abuse. And then yesterday, a new development. A middle school teacher there is now being investigated by police for offensive touching, which leads us to echo a parent who asked, what is going on in St. Helens?
I'm appalled. I'm like a lot of us, we're shocked, and it just keeps unfolding, and it's like we're shocked, but we're not. And
Thoughts on the middle school teacher being investigated?
Again, I should be more surprised, and I was a little like, wow, because it does keep unfolding, but also almost expected, because lots of voices are coming to light right now. A lot of people are saying stuff, so not that it's a good situation at the middle school, but I'm glad somebody said something.
Her expressions there say a lot as well. It certainly took long enough for somebody to finally say something. The police chief of St. Helens and the state each confirmed that no mandatory reporters, which by the way includes all school district employees, none of them turned in the teachers, even though the students had filed multiple complaints.
Well, they found that much of the information that they got from victims in this case was that the victims had reported some of this information to the school district, and in many cases they found that there were records of that. Multiple, yes.
Mark Collins, a retired math teacher, is now indicted on 3 counts of sex abuse involving 3 female students over a time period that stretches from 2017 to 2023. Eric Stearns, a current choir teacher, is charged with 8 counts of sex abuse involving 6 female students from January 2015 through August of 2020. Both have pled not guilty. As news of this flooded the tiny town of St. Helens, the school board chair resigned. Trinity Monahan, the vice chair, was left to break this latest bad news to the community in a brief virtual meeting Thursday night.
As the vice chair and member of this community, I'm appalled and deeply saddened by the crisis our school community is experiencing after arrests were made for child sexual abuse at St. Helens High School. Just before opening this session, we learned of an active investigation by St. Helens Police Department of one of our middle school teachers for alleged criminal conduct. That teacher has been placed on administrative leave, and we are cooperating with St. Helens Police Department.
Now, with the latest allegations against the middle school teacher, the police chief says this case is just beginning.
Detectives were alerted yesterday about several middle school students coming forward about what we will call at this point offensive physical contact that they had with a teacher. And so the difference between the case now and the case we spoke about last week is the age of the victims. You know, these are middle school age kids, so the interview process is a lot different for these kids. They need to be given forensic interviews at child abuse assessment centers, which of course need to be scheduled in advance with parents and all of that. So whereas the case last week we had mostly adult victims where the detectives could be a little more aggressive, I guess, and contacted them and getting a statement.
And by the way, that other case against the 2 high school teachers, well, the chief says the publicity now is bringing in lots of new tips. So parents who are shocked at what's come out so far may still have some unpleasant surprises in the future.
Upon sending one out on the high school investigation, that did identify more victims that the detectives are working towards. So I think it's just as information's out there, and people are having discussions, and we'll see where it goes from there.
All righty then. Now it's your turn. What are your thoughts on this? Any idea how this could go on for years and not be reported? Anything else you think that we should know or be thinking about when it comes to the St. Helens School District? Any other thoughts? You know the drill. Email us, will you? The address is thestory@kgw.com, or call and leave a voicemail number. The phone number is 503-226-5090. I look forward to hearing from you.